What if the real secret to intimacy after 60 was sitting in your fruit bowl? Have you ever wondered if the key to feeling more alive, more connected, more desired, might be hiding in something as simple as the fruit on your kitchen counter? It sounds almost silly, doesn't it? After all, we've been told that intimacy fades with age, that slowing down is just part of getting older, that physical connection belongs to the young. But what if I told you that those ideas are not only outdated, they're deeply misleading? My name is Dr. James, and after more than 30 years working with older adults, listening to their stories, their frustrations, and their quiet hopes, I've seen something remarkable. Something that doesn't show up on a prescription pad. Something that doesn't come from a bottle or a clinic. It starts with circulation. It continues with hormones, and it blossoms into something so many couples over 60 crave a return to closeness. Here's the truth. As we age, many of the challenges we face in intimacy, lower desire, slower response, less physical comfort, aren't just about age. They're often about blood flow inflammation, hormone imbalance, and stress. But the exciting part, these issues can be supported naturally, starting with the foods we choose to nourish ourselves with every day. In this video, I'll walk you through 4 specific fruits backed by science and real-life success stories that can help you improve circulation to the areas that matter most. Ease inflammation that blocks sensation and pleasure. Support hormone production and balance. Calm the nervous system so connection feels natural again. And no, this isn't about quick fixes or exotic remedies. These are common, affordable, and delicious fruits you can find in nearly any grocery store. You may already have some in your home. You just haven't realized what they're capable of yet. You'll also hear real stories from real people. Men and women in their 60s, 70s, even 80s who thought intimacy was behind them until a few small changes helped them rediscover something deeply personal and profoundly meaningful. Because let's be honest, you don't stop wanting love when you turn 60. You don't stop needing connection. And you don't lose the right to feel good in your body simply because the calendar flipped. So if you've been feeling disconnected, tired, or unsure where to even begin, you're not alone. And you're not out of options. You just haven't been given the right tools until now. Ready to feel more connected, more confident, and more like yourself again. Let's start with the very first fruit, and it might already be sitting in your fridge. In part 1, we'll talk about red grapes and how these tiny, sweet little orbs can do far more for your circulation and intimacy than you ever imagined. Let's begin with a fruit that seems almost too ordinary to be powerful: red grapes. You see them at every grocery store, a handful tossed in a bowl, a snack for the grandkids. But hidden in these juicy little orbs is a compound that could transform your blood flow, especially in the parts of your body that begin to slow down with age, including the parts most responsible for intimacy and connection. What makes red grapes special isn't just their sweetness. It's something called resveratrol, a natural plant antioxidant found in the skin of red grapes. Resveratrol has been studied for its impressive ability to improve circulation, relax blood vessels, and support heart and vascular health. For men, this is big news. Healthy blood flow is essential for maintaining erectile function, stamina, and sensitivity. When blood vessels are stiff, narrowed, or inflamed, it becomes harder for blood to flow where it needs to during moments of closeness. Red grapes help soften and expand those vessels, naturally increasing nitric oxide, the compound that tells your body it's time to respond. For women, this matters too. Enhanced circulation to the pelvic area improves comfort, lubrication, and emotional connectedness. Intimacy becomes more than just possible again. It becomes something you look forward to. Let me tell you about Ron and Marcia, a couple from Oregon, both in their late 60s. Ron had been struggling with fatigue, cold feet, and what he called disinterest in intimacy. He wasn't embarrassed, he just thought it was part of getting older. But his wife missed the closeness. They were still affectionate, but something felt like it had faded. During one of their health checkups, I suggested they add a daily bowl of red grapes, just 1 cup, alongside a few other gentle lifestyle changes. "That's it?" Ron asked. "That's it." I said, "No pressure, just let the body respond naturally." Within a few weeks, something began to shift. Ron's energy improved, his hands and feet didn't feel as cold, but more than anything, he and Marcia began to reconnect, not just physically, but emotionally. It wasn't about the grapes, Marcia later told me with a smile. but they reminded us that our bodies still wanted to feel alive. That's the beauty of red grapes. They're not a magic trick. They're a gentle invitation to get your blood moving again. And when your blood moves better, everything improves: energy, mood, connection, confidence. So how do you use them? Aim for about 1 cup of fresh red grapes per day. Eat them as a snack or slice them into your salad. Choose grapes with darker skin. They're higher in resveratrol, want an extra boost. Try slightly chilled grapes at night. They satisfy sweet cravings and promote relaxation. If you're more of a juice drinker, choose 100% pure unsweetened red or Concord grape juice. But remember to keep portions moderate due to natural sugars. And for those wondering if supplements are better, the answer is real food is always more effective. Whole grapes deliver fiber, hydration, and a full spectrum of plant nutrients your body recognizes and uses wisely. What's most exciting is that these benefits build over time. You won't wake up with fireworks after 1 bowl of grapes, but over the course of a few weeks, your body starts to remember how to feel steady, warm, and responsive again. If it's been a while since your body felt truly energized or connected, a simple bowl of red grapes might be the nudge it's been waiting for. And speaking of connection, what if the next fruit on our list didn't just improve circulation, but actually helped protect one of your most overlooked systems? Let's talk about cranberries and what they do for your kidneys, your comfort, and your confidence. If red grapes are the fruit of circulation, cranberries are the fruit of protection. Most people think of cranberries once a year at Thanksgiving, served with turkey and forgotten by December. But for those of us over 60, cranberries can be one of the most powerful daily allies for intimacy, comfort, and overall well-being. Why? Because cranberries help support 2 crucial systems that quietly influence your ability to feel confident and connected: your kidneys and your urinary tract. As we age, kidney function can naturally begin to slow down. That might not sound like a big deal, but here's why it matters. Your kidneys are your body's filtration system. When they don't work efficiently, toxins start to build up, inflammation increases, blood flow to the pelvic area decreases, and that ripple effect can lead to things many people write off as normal aging fatigue, low libido, poor sexual response, and yes, even discomfort during intimacy. But here's the good news. Cranberries are nature's kidney cleanser. They contain powerful plant compounds called proanthocyanidins, which help prevent bacteria from clinging to the walls of your urinary tract. That's why they've been used for decades to reduce the risk of urinary tract infections, UTIs, especially in older adults. But the real magic: cranberries reduce inflammation, improve pelvic blood flow, and help the entire lower body system feel lighter, healthier, and more responsive. Let me tell you about Nancy, a 70-year-old retired nurse from Florida. For years, Nancy had struggled with recurring urinary discomfort. It wasn't enough to be a full infection, but it made intimacy uncomfortable, even awkward. She began to avoid closeness, not because she didn't love her husband, but because she dreaded the after effects. When we talked, I suggested a simple change: a daily handful of unsweetened dried cranberries or a small glass of 100% cranberry juice. No added sugar. She was skeptical. Can something that tart really help this much? She asked. A month later, she returned with a different question. Why didn't anyone tell me this 10 years ago? Her discomfort had faded, her confidence had returned, and for the first time in years, she felt like herself again. Not just physically, but emotionally. Her words: it wasn't about sex, it was about not being afraid to be close. That's the hidden power of cranberries. They clear the road, making space for connection without discomfort. For men, improved kidney health means better regulation of blood pressure and circulation, both key factors in maintaining performance. For women, it often means less irritation, greater moisture, and less fear of infections. So how can you use cranberries effectively? Eat 1/4 to 1/2 cup of dried, unsweetened cranberries daily. Look for brands with no added sugar. Drink 4 to 6 ounces of 100% pure cranberry juice, diluted with water or sparkling water if preferred. Add cranberries to salads, yogurt, oatmeal, or trail mix. Avoid cranberry cocktails loaded with sugar. They don't offer the same benefits. It's a small shift. But like all great changes, it's the consistency that matters. 1 handful, 1 glass. 1 decision a day to feel lighter, more at ease, and ready to reconnect. If you've ever hesitated before a moment of closeness because of discomfort or fear of irritation, cranberries may be your quiet remedy. And as we continue, we're going to explore a fruit that doesn't just protect but awakens. In part 3, we'll dive into papaya and how this tropical fruit can rekindle your energy, balance your hormones, and help your body remember what it was made for. Of all the fruits we've explored so far, few feel as sunny, vibrant, and quietly healing as papaya. It's tropical, it's sweet, it feels like a vacation in a bite. But behind that golden orange flesh lies something much deeper. A secret energy source for older adults looking to revive not just their circulation, but their entire sense of vitality. Many people don't realize that papaya is one of nature's best natural hormone supporters. Rich in vitamins A, C, and E, plus a unique enzyme called papain papaya, does more than soothe your digestion. It plays a major role in helping your body regain energy, balance hormones, and reduce inflammation that slows you down. Let's start with something few people talk about. Fatigue after 60 isn't always just about aging. It's often about hormonal imbalance and poor nutrient absorption. As we get older, our digestion becomes less efficient. That means fewer nutrients are absorbed even from healthy food. The result, lower testosterone in men, lower estrogen in women, more fatigue, slower recovery, and less interest in intimacy. Papaya gently addresses this. It supports digestion, helps the body absorb critical nutrients, and reduces the low-grade inflammation that drains your energy and dulls your mood. Let me introduce you to Samuel, a 68-year-old retired contractor from New Mexico. Samuel came to me feeling exhausted all the time. I sleep, I eat clean, I walk a little, but I still feel like I'm running on empty. He said his libido had dropped. He'd stopped initiating intimacy. He said he felt muted. I asked him to try something simple every morning, eat 1 cup of fresh papaya paired with a scoop of plain Greek yogurt and a few walnuts. Nothing fancy. Within 2 weeks, something changed. He said, "Doc, I don't know if it's the fruit or the routine, but I feel like I'm waking up again." His energy returned, his mood lifted, and most importantly, his confidence did too. The secret papaya stimulates circulation, helps balance blood sugar, supports hormone regulation, and even promotes better adrenal health. The glands that manage your response to stress and fatigue, that translates into improved stamina, better sleep, and a more engaged presence, both emotionally and physically. For men, papaya's nutrients help support natural testosterone production and increase nitric oxide, which improves blood vessel relaxation, especially important for sexual performance. For women, it aids in estrogen balance and pelvic circulation, which supports arousal and reduces discomfort during intimacy. Here's how to make papaya part of your daily life. Eat 1 or 2 to 1 cup of ripe, fresh papaya in the morning or as a midday snack. Pair it with a protein like Greek yogurt, almonds, or a boiled egg to help balance blood sugar. Blend it into smoothies or add it to salads with a drizzle of lime juice. Make sure it's ripe, unripe. Papaya can be harder to digest. Pro tip, papaya seeds are edible and have mild antibacterial properties. You can blend a few into a smoothie or dry them and sprinkle on salads, but start small. They're potent. Most people think energy comes from coffee or sleep, but the right nutrients delivered at the right time can reignite your natural drive, not just to move, but to connect, to smile more, to feel like you again. If you've been feeling slower, more tired, or just not yourself, papaya might be the gentle nudge your body's been waiting for. And if you think that's exciting, just wait, because in part 4, we'll talk about a fruit that doesn't just awaken energy, but helps you feel closer, more relaxed, and more connected than you felt in years. Get ready for cherries, the intimacy booster. There's something quietly nostalgic about a bowl of cherries. Maybe it's the deep velvet red color. Maybe it's the way you have to slow down one cherry at a time, stem by stem. But behind the sweetness lies something unexpected, a powerful ally in restoring closeness, relaxation, and intimacy after 60. Most people know cherries as a summertime treat, but few realize that these tiny fruits are packed with compounds that reduce inflammation, enhance blood flow, support hormone balance, and promote deeper emotional connection. In other words, they work on the body and the mind, gently guiding both back toward intimacy. One of cherries' most unique properties is their rich supply of anthocyanins, potent antioxidants that help improve the elasticity of blood vessels, especially the smaller capillaries involved in sexual arousal and pleasure. When those vessels are stiff or inflamed, blood flow is restricted, and so is sensation. Cherries help reverse that. They also boost production of nitric oxide, the compound responsible for helping blood vessels expand and deliver oxygen-rich blood where it's needed most, including to the pelvic region. That means firmer, longer-lasting erections for men and increased sensitivity and lubrication for women. But cherries go beyond the physical. They're also one of nature's best sources of natural melatonin, a hormone that helps regulate sleep. Better sleep means more energy, more hormonal balance, and less stress. All essential ingredients for a vibrant, fulfilling, intimate life. Let me share the story of Deborah and Thomas, a couple in their early 70s from Ohio. They'd been married for 45 years, still loved each other deeply. But in recent years, Deborah had felt emotionally distant. Thomas felt tired, distracted, and often frustrated that their moments of intimacy felt awkward or forced. During a consultation, we talked not about pills or pressure, but about nourishment. I suggested they start incorporating cherries into their evening routine, a small bowl after dinner, or blend it into a smoothie before bed. No expectations, just a quiet ritual. 6 weeks later, Deborah wrote me a note that I've never forgotten. We're sleeping better, we're laughing more, and last week we danced in the kitchen for the first time in years. It wasn't about the cherries, not entirely. It was about what they represented: a gentle return to connection. Cherries had improved their circulation, lowered their inflammation, and given their nervous systems a chance to relax and open up again. Here's how to bring this fruit into your life. Eat 2 to 1 cup of fresh or frozen cherries in the evening. Look for tart cherries or dark sweet varieties. Both offer rich benefits. Drink unsweetened tart cherry juice, especially before bed, to support sleep and hormonal balance. Add cherries to yogurt, oatmeal, or pair with a few dark chocolate chips for an antioxidant boost. Just be mindful of portion sizes if you're watching. Blood sugar cherries are naturally sweet, but their fiber helps slow down sugar absorption when eaten whole. What makes cherries so special is their ability to soften everything: the body, the mind, the barriers we didn't know we'd built. They don't force intimacy, they invite it gently. If you felt like closeness has become more effort than ease, cherries might be the sweet reminder your body and heart have been waiting for. And now that we've explored all 4 powerful fruits, it's time to ask the big question: how do you actually bring them into your daily life without overthinking it? In the next part, we'll walk through exactly how to go from fruit to feeling better. By now you've learned about the powerful ways red grapes, cranberries, papaya, and cherries can improve circulation, restore energy, support hormone balance, and bring back intimacy in ways that feel natural and lasting. But maybe you're thinking, this all sounds great, but how do I actually start? Do I need to overhaul my entire diet? Count nutrients? Buy expensive organic fruit from a specialty store? The answer is no. You don't need to turn your life upside down. What you need is a simple rhythm, a gentle, sustainable way to bring these healing fruits into your day that feels easy, enjoyable, and maybe even fun. Let me share a simple truth. The people who benefit most from these foods aren't the ones doing everything perfectly. They're the ones doing something consistently. Take Harold, 75, from Oregon. Harold used to laugh at the idea that fruit could change his health. I thought it was fluff, he told me. But after struggling with fatigue, restless sleep, and intimacy issues for over a year, he agreed to try something: just one change a day. He started with a bowl of red grapes in the afternoon. After 2 weeks, he added a glass of cranberry juice in the morning, then some papaya with breakfast and cherries at night. No measuring, no calorie counting. Just a simple routine built on trust that food could do what pills couldn't. And the results: his hands and feet were warmer, his sleep was deeper, his mornings felt lighter. Most importantly, the spark between him and his wife quietly returned. Harold didn't change his whole life. He changed a few bites at a time. So how can you do the same? Here's a sample fruit flow day. You can try morning add 1 cup of fresh papaya to your breakfast, blend it into a smoothie spoon. Eat over yogurt or eat it plain with a squeeze of lime. Mid-morning or afternoon snack. Enjoy a small bowl of red grapes, fresh or frozen. They're portable, hydrating, and energizing. Lunch or early afternoon. Toss a handful of dried, unsweetened cranberries into your salad, oatmeal, or even trail mix. Evening routine. Wind down with 1 or 2 cups of cherries or a small glass of tart cherry juice before bed to support circulation and sleep. Not every day has to be perfect. And no, you don't have to eat all 4 fruits every single day. Start with the one you like most or the one your body seems to be craving. Mix and match. Let your taste and routine guide you. Prefer savory meals? Add cranberries to wild rice or turkey dishes. Want something refreshing? Blend papaya and grapes into a smoothie with almond milk and cinnamon. Need a nighttime treat? Dark chocolate with cherries is delicious and good for your heart. The most important ingredient here isn't even the fruit. It's your intention. The choice to care for your body with something nourishing. The small act of saying, I still matter. I still want to feel good. I still want connection. And what happens when you do this regularly? Over the next few weeks, you may start to notice changes. You sleep deeper. You wake up with more clarity. You feel more grounded in your body. Your hands are warmer. Your heart feels lighter. And yes, intimacy becomes easier, more relaxed, and more joyful. So if you're standing in the kitchen tomorrow morning with fruit in one hand and a bit of doubt in the other, remember this. You're not just feeding your body. You're sending it a message we're not done yet. And speaking of not being done yet, there's one more thing we need to talk about. In the next and final part of this video, let's reflect on everything we've explored and why this journey toward vitality and connection isn't about reversing time, it's about reclaiming it. So here we are. After all the years, all the changes, all the quiet questions, you may have asked yourself, is it too late? Has that part of me faded? Is this just how aging works? You now know something different, something deeper. The truth is, you're not fading. You're just waiting to be nourished in the right way. And the path back to vitality, warmth, connection, and intimacy might not lie in prescriptions or perfect plans. It might just begin with 4 simple fruits. Red grapes, cranberries, papaya, and cherries, they're not just good for you. They're forgiving. They work gently, steadily, and without judgment. They don't demand that you get everything right. They only ask that you show up, one bite, one bowl, one small act of self-care at a time. Because after 60, the goal isn't to chase youth. It's to feel alive now in this season, in this body with this heart. And you absolutely can. These fruits support circulation, soften inflammation, enhance hormone balance, and invite closeness back into your life. Not as a performance, but as a natural expression of who you still are. A person who desires, a person who still loves, still laughs, still wants to feel the warmth of touch and the lightness of being desired. This isn't about turning back the clock. It's about turning toward yourself, your needs, your energy, your right to feel whole again. And don't underestimate what that first bowl of grapes or that bedtime cherry routine can awaken. I've seen it happen. I've seen seniors reconnect after years of distance. I've seen widows and widowers find new relationships and new joy. I've seen couples who thought the spark was gone rediscover it over papaya smoothies and cranberry salads. Not because they did something complicated, but because they believed it was still possible. So here's your invitation. Choose to believe that too. Believe that your body still responds to care, that intimacy is still available to you, that love, whether shared or self-directed, still has room to grow. And most of all, believe that this chapter can be just as rich, as joyful, as deeply fulfilling as any that came before. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need a complete reset. All you need is a decision. I'm ready to feel good again. I'm ready to reconnect. I'm ready to give my body what it's been quietly asking for. And if you've made it to the end of this video, I want you to know you are already on your way. You've listened, you've reflected, you've opened the door. Now take one step through it. Go to your kitchen, pick one fruit, add it to your day, and let that be the start of something new, something beautiful, something deeply yours. Thank you for being here, for choosing to care, and for remembering that aging doesn't mean stopping. It means starting again with wisdom, with intention, and with the quiet courage to say, I still want more from life, and I'm not done yet. If this message resonated with you, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Share one thing you're going to try or something you've learned today in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a like, subscribe, and share it with someone you care about. Your support helps us keep creating content that makes a real difference. Until next time, stay well, stay connected, and never stop choosing life.